Alright, so today I am doing a book review on probably one of my all-time now favorite books ever. It was amazing, and I'm not really here right now. I am floating off into this world because I don't want to ever leave it, and sometimes I question why I read books when they are still coming out and why I don't read them when they're already all out and I don't have to wait. So the review I'm doing today is on Silver Shadows by Richelle Mead. This is the 5th book in the Bloodline series, and the Bloodline series is the spin-off series of the Vampire Academy series. I said series a whole bunch of times, but follow me. So I started reading the Vampire Academy series when I was in high school, after Twilight, when I thought like the world was never going to be anything better than Twilight, and then my friend was like, you need to read Vampire Academy, and I was like, okay, but it's not gonna be as good. And so yeah, I fell in love. And if you liked Vampire Academy series, you will love the Bloodline series. There's no questioning it. You will love it. I hear so many people who are like, oh yeah, I read the Vampire Academy series, but you know, oh, Bloodlines, is it really good? I'm like, it's amazing. So for those of you who don't know, Bloodlines is a continuing story of Jill, Lissa's sister, and Adrian and Sydney, the alchemist, and just kind of their continuing story because it's not over for them. I will say this book was amazing. My favorite, hands down, of the entire series so far. Like I said, this is the 5th book, and it was fantastic. So many feels, so many emotions. Sydrian, all the feels, all kinds of feels. Yeah, I'm giving this 5 out of 5 stars. Can't say a single bad thing about this book. It was amazing, and I need to discuss it right now. So, all of you who haven't read it, bye. We'll just take this moment to just be happy, because I have so many emotions going through me right now, and I have not been so happy in my entire life. Like, it was so beautiful. I love this book. This is like the best book in the whole world. Start with the very beginning of the story. We start off where Sydney has been taken to re-education. She's in this dark, pitch black room. She's naked, she's cold, she's just all by herself. She's eating this gruel kind of stuff, and she's just stuck in there, and they won't let her out unless she confesses her sins, that she fell in love with a vampire and that she feels sorry about it, which she doesn't because she's Sydney, and she shouldn't have to feel sorry about it because Adrian's amazing, and the Moroi are people just like her. She's a prisoner, she's miserable, and she was just so strong, and I was like dying the first several chapters because they wouldn't tell us how long she'd been in there, and you know, they're keeping her drugged, and so Adrian can't connect with her and can't like give her a message that he's still looking for her, and so she's just trying to hold on to like hope that he is still looking for her, that he is still you know, he still loves her and still is trying to find her, that she's not alone in this, that someone's gonna save her. And you know, I like how, you know, she held on to that hope the whole time, all throughout this book, that someone was going to come in and save her. Adrian and Eddie and all of them were going to save her eventually, but at the same time, she wasn't like just a damsel in distress. She held on to that hope that her friends would come through for her, but at the same time, she was also proactive about it, and kind of, and you know, on her end of the deal, you know, trying to better the situation for her and the others in there in the re-education center. And she just didn't like sit around and wait for them to show up. She was fighting on the inside at the same time they're fighting to get in. So it was just a really empowering side of Sydney that you finally get to see, because we know she's capable of great strength and, you know, fighting through something, you know, hard experience, but it was really good to see her not break apart and just crumble and give up. So the next thing I wanted to discuss was poor Adrian. Okay, oh my gosh, so Adrian, he's had his vices in the past, his things that he's had to struggle through, but he was just so pitiful. Like in the beginning of the book, how you know, he was trying for like 3 months to find her, and he couldn't reach her, and he was losing hope. And then he goes to Lissa and Rose, and Lissa is a B word and won't help him, and Rose doesn't stick up for him, and so he just falls into this like slump again and just starts drinking, goes on a binge, and he's just like partying with Nina. Okay, the whole Nina thing. He should have been a little more attuned to her aura or something to realize that she was falling for him. I felt like he was really setting her up for that. Even from the beginning, I was like, Adrian, you're really charismatic and you're really charming. I'd be more careful. It was good to see that he did have that awakening when he realized that he couldn't give up on Sydney, that he had to keep trying, and he immediately was rewarded with, you know, finding her, finally contacting her after all these months. There was just so much tension in the first half of the book where you're like, oh, he needs to, like, you know, get her at exactly the right moment, and then he'll find her, and it was just so, like, so close, and then, you know, and then he'd start drinking. Oh, why? We knew that this prison break was going to go down. Like, it was going to happen before the end of the book. We knew it. And I love how it went down. It was so perfect and so badass, and just, it was amazing. Bravo, Richelle Mead. Bravo. It was just, I thought it was really interesting how, you know, she starts off with Emma thinking that she's got the worst roommate ever. She's never going to be able to escape this place. And then Emma becomes her most important ally in escaping and getting out. And also Duncan, who is her first friend, but is, you know, throughout the book, too afraid to stand up and to fight back. He is the one who ends up helping in the end. So it was kind of nice seeing those two characters kind of transform in their roles. And I don't know, I kind of hope that we get to see more of what happens, especially with Duncan. I really want to see what happens with Duncan next. I feel like now that he's out, now that he's seen that it is possible to, you know, evade the alchemist, that, you know, maybe his character will be more influential in the next book and more of an asset, and maybe help in, you know, whatever happens in the next book. So something that I'm worried about with the next book is, because there's only one more book left. It's called The Ruby Circle, I believe, and I'm really worried how they're going to finish this off with just one book, because they leave at the end of the book where Jill has been taken, and and then the alchemists are like, you know, threatening to start a war with the Moroi, and, you know, we still have Strigoi coming after Jill. Is it the alchemists who have Jill? Is it Strigoi? Is it Moroi that just don't want Lissa to be queen? We don't even know who has her, and from what it sounds like, in the book, is that they don't even have any clues as to, you know, how she was taken. She just disappeared in the middle of the night, with Angela in the room with her. Another thing is that when they said at the end of the book that Jill was missing, I instantly remembered the scene towards the beginning of the book where Adrian goes to court and Trey is on the phone talking to him, saying that a girl stopped by the apartment looking for him and Sydney. Mostly for Sydney, saying that she was an old friend. They never retouched that situation again. They never came back to that and referenced that situation again. So I feel like it's important to remember that. And I can't think of who it is. If someone has a theory about who that might be that came to the apartment, I'm open to theories, because I can't remember anything. Did they got rid of the evil witch chick from, like, the second book, right? I don't remember. Maybe. No. Did they? It could be her, right? I don't know. So anyway, for the final part of my discussion, let's fangirl about Sydrian. Oh, God. It was really maddening that no one really understood how much Sydney meant to Adrian, and that they were together, and that she like had to get out of re-education, and it wasn't just a, oh well, she disobeyed her superiors, so you know, we can't really do anything about that. Well, it was more than that, and no one got that, and no one, I kind of feel like at the same time that Adrian should have said something about it. He was really obvious, I felt like, and I felt like everyone was kind of clueless, and especially Rose, who is so, she knows Adrian, she knows how he is, she's dealt with him before, and, and I felt like she was kind of oblivious to the fact that he had feelings for Sydney, at least if they weren't in a relationship, that they were into each other, and that he was into her, and she should have known that when Adrian loves someone, he loves with his whole heart. Like, we all know it as Bloodlines fans, that he doesn't just like people. I'm still like on this like high of like, I can't believe how it ended for them, and just like everything that went on, and like they're married now, and that was just, oh god, when he proposed, I had to reread that paragraph like 3 times to like let it like sink in, because I was just like, oh my god, yes! And then they stay in Vegas to get married, and I thought it was just so funny and really stressful at the same time that they were getting married in a city that was just covered in alchemists who were chasing them down, and they leave the one place that they're guaranteed safety in order to go and have a actual wedding, an actual marriage with like a ceremony and dress and tux and rings and all that, and he's able to pull it off so quickly. It was really romantic, really entertaining, really stressful. It was perfect. And then at the end, when Sheridan has the gun pointed at Adrian's head, I was freaking out, and that's the moment when I shut the book, screamed, and made sure there was another book after this, because I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna kill Adrian? If they kill Adrian, I'm done. I'm done. Like, they wouldn't kill Adrian in the second to last. So the fact that there's one more book, I was like, okay, it's safe to continue reading. Okay. And the way that Sydney has, she's been in lockdown and supervised, like, under Hawk's eyes for months, unable to really do much with her magic, and yet she has become so powerful in just those, like, 4 months that she was in re-education, and without any practice. It's just, I think it's more of, like, her emotions, because they're so deeply saturated moments of emotion and fear and anger and stress that has caused her powers to just amp so much and just become so powerful without even having to practice it. And now she just like goes whoosh, and she's got some fire, and at the end she has all these like huge tall flames in a circle around the alchemist, keeping them away and using them as like a leverage against Sheridan so she can get Adrian back. And oh my god, it was so stressful. I just loved the way that she just took control of that situation and saved Adrian, and just I believe she would have killed those alchemist if Sheridan had shot Adrian, no question about it. Like, I mean, she was on fire, literally and figuratively. She was just so awesome at the end of that book, and she's just so powerful, and I'm really excited to see just how much more powerful she can get in the next book, because I feel like it's going to get better. Even better than it already has been, which I don't see how it's possible, because they're married now, and like they're happy, and it's so beautiful. Sorry. Love this book. I can't believe I have to wait a year though for the Ruby Circle. I'm going to die. I'm gonna die. I had so much fun reading this book. I'm gonna be so sad, so depressed when this series is over. I know it's probably too much to ask, but Richelle Mead, could you just like make another spin-off series, a spin-off of a spin-off? Because I never want it to be over. Like, I've spent how many years? 6 years or something reading these books? Yeah, probably like 6 years or so. Alright, well, I'll see you soon with more reviews. Bye!